hey, let's get right to it. Okay, we ran out of time last time. Let's not make sure we run out of time this time.
Attack that thing.
Reports that say that something hasn't happened are always interesting. As we know, there are known knowns. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know.
God save the Queen.
Hello, Internet trolls and great Americans. Welcome back to our two-part series, Black Holes and Scam of Mathematics. Please welcome Dr. Habib Hondreez.
It's pronounced Hondreez.
Well, he's not in our studio, but he's calling in, so we like that. Thank you, sir.
Hondreez.
Dr. Hondreez.
There's no
Dr.
you.
Hondreez. I apologize.
No need to
okay,
apologize.
so, hey, let's get right to it. Okay. Last show we left off with an interesting math equation that I proved to you that math is actually a scam on the American people.
I am still boggled.
You had your doubts, but you came over to the dark side, didn't you, Dr. Hondreez?
Yes.
So welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We made a nice, friendly $100 bet. Dr. Hondreez is a man of his word. He paid up the 100, so I do appreciate that. A lot of guests come in here, and they're Welches. They never pay up their bets. And nothing irks me more than a friggin' Welch. Loyal Avidians know that very well.
I'm always happy to pay for new knowledge,
I don't know if it's because
Mr.
they're
Avid.
cheap, or they're broke, or they're just con artists. Hello, Dr. Habib. Thank you very much. The entire reason we have you as a guest is we want to talk astrophysics. We want to talk black holes, gravitational pulls. Okay, well, Dr. Hondreez, thank you for calling in.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
You're one of the top professional experts on black holes.
I appreciate
one of my
it.
favorite subjects on the planet.
On the planet. Heck,
So I've been meaning to ask
very
you,
clever, Mr.
what is your
Avid.
opinion on the theory that states black holes and the gravity within a black hole
Yes, of course.
and the particles above it are technically equivalent to one another?
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't wrap my head around that. Can you please explain?
Happy to explain. Without completely rewriting everything we know on black matter. Again, in 2021, they updated the model for complexity of ideas. And if that is the case, if we're referring to that, and you take it into account both units of measurement, and both units of measurement are being built upon each other while simultaneously existing within separate dimensions of one another.
Which we know that not to be the case.
Mr. Avid,
It's not
please.
true at all. Am I out of my element here?
That depends on the complexity of ideas.
But gravity itself tells us it does indeed exist,
Yes.
but alone in three-dimensional space within the geometry of a black hole.
I personally am not
Right?
convinced
And if I'm not mistaken,
that this is plausible.
I believe black matter is four-dimensional.
No,
correct?
of course not. Mr. Avid, please, I could explain. We know for certain, 100% certainty, that particle physics live in two dimensions on their surface. Black holes are different.
Okay, but if you consider the sheer mass of a black hole, I'm talking about the physical mass of it. And it's the mass of the black hole by itself that warps space and time.
And I'm not arguing with you on that, Mr. Avid.
Everybody knows that.
I'm simply stating that the black hole's gravity, which exists in three dimensions, mathematically connects the particle's density above it. We must remember that I know we see a black hole and we immediately think a funnel, but for all intents and purposes, it is not a
Okay.
funnel. It
But
is
does
actually
that result
flat
in a consistent
disc.
quantum explanation of the gravity model?
Oh yes, it absolutely does.
That's what I'm getting at.
Which we now know exist simultaneously in two dimensions.
Yeah.
So as a result, black holes exist in three-dimensional space, even though it is often perceived as a projection of particles rather than the particles
Yeah, but if we're talking
themselves.
velocity of gravity, that changes the projections of mass all by itself. Everyone knows this.
Yes, well, it changes everything.
Well, I'm not an idiot. I mean, if we're just talking the projection of velocity, sir, that changes mass completely.
I never claimed you to be an idiot.
Velocity
Mr.
and mass alternate.
And as a result, black holes exist in three-dimensional space.
Yeah, and that changes the projection of mass.
Well,
I mean, if
that
we're talking
depends
velocity,
on who you ask, as usual, Mr. Avid. But
Okay.
most scientists, at least in my field, will claim our entire universe is actually a holographic representation of the particles of a universe.
Right.
Even though it is often perceived as a projection of particles rather than the particles themselves.
Okay.
But I tend to fall back to Einstein's theory of relativity, which states there is no such thing as
that does help
particle.
clear up some of my confusion I've been struggling with.
There's simply only
I always thought it was
time.
just a normal, natural distortion of waveforms.
But it does change everything.
I'm not sure if I'm more confused or less confused after this conversation.
For example, just look at Mars. Have you researched the speed of sound on Mars? How they have calculated it? It is fascinating. The speed of sound on Mars is completely different.
Speaking of sound waves, sir, have you actually heard the sound of a black hole?
I'm sorry, they were able
Gary,
to capture the sound of a black hole.
Put it up. Yeah, they were able to capture it.
The sound waves
James
of a
Webb
black
Telescope.
Hole? You're kidding.
Yeah, they recorded a black hole sound.
Please.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, you haven't heard this?
I'm excited.
Oh, you're in for a real treat.
Oh,
Gary,
thank you.
bring
thank
up the
you.
black hole sound they recorded. It's on YouTube. Just type it in.
I love black holes. Black holes are so much fun.
Here we go.
Fascinating. Ooh,
Yeah.
listen to that. It's as I expected. There is that strange pulsating randomness.
Dr. Hondreez, did you just say pulsating randomness?
There's a strange pulsating randomness going on.
Now I'm really confused. Okay.
Fascinating.
Gary, we got time for another caller. Hello, caller. How may I take your order? Thank you for calling in. Dr. Hondreez, astrophysicist. What's your question?
Gary, y'all, am I on?
You on, playa?
Go Crimson.
Yeah, you on, playboy?
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of hype around the James Webb Telescope. Is that thing really worth $1 billion?
Oh, absolutely.
That is an investment, right? Yeah, I don't get what's so great about it.
The James Webb Telescope is going to revolutionize how we view black holes completely. Not to mention how we understand the universe, for that matter.
That is an investment, man. I just don't see what's so great about it. That's up.
That telescope will prove to be the single greatest invention of mankind, of our lifetimes.
Okay. Well, I thank you guys. Peace out. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen, caller. You are on the air with Dr.
Yo, what up, Avid?
Habib
Hondreez.
Hondreez. Dr. Hondreez.
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 Yo, Avid, are we still saying that? We still saying God save the Queen? Okay. All right. Peace out.
Hey, I am loving the space talk, brother. I am loving it. I'm sort of a space nerd myself, and I can tell you firsthand, man, that there's definitely life on other planets, because I know I've been abducted.
Hold on, sir. You've actually been abducted. Like
yeah.
physically abducted.
I can guarantee it, man.
By a real UFO?
I can tell you firsthand there's life on other planets.
Gary, we got to get you in here.
Guess what?
I got so
I've
many
been
questions.
abducted by a UFO.
You've seen the inside of a UFO.
That's right. In the spring of 1978. Remember it like yesterday.
Gary, get his information immediately. Sir, please, would you mind? We could do a whole show just on you.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
It's got so many questions. Would you mind?
Full on.
We get your information and you call in and
I'm talking
we'll do a
probes,
show.
everything.
I want to interview you.
Whole 9 holes.
Or 9 inches, to be more precise.
I mean yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like,
So you
brother.
were abducted for how long?
3 days, 79 hours, 14 minutes, 37 seconds.
So how long
to be
were you
exact.
abducted for?
I know that because my clock stopped working.
Oh man, I gotta get you in here. This is fantastic. We're gonna actually have a real person who was abducted by a UFO.
You're darn tootin'.
The whole 9 yards, or 9 holes, or whatever it is.
You're goddamn right.
Sir, would you mind coming in, please?
Absolutely.
I gotta pick your brain.
I have nothing else
We
going
could do a
on.
whole show on this. I've always wanted to talk to someone who's been inside a spaceship, an alien spaceship also.
But yeah, I would be
Man, that sounds fantastic. I'm sorry, Dr. Hondreez. I was
It's
just
quite okay.
blown away by this guy.
I'm intrigued myself.
As long as I don't
Awesome,
get abducted again. I hear they do that sometimes.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much. Please stay on the line. Gary's going to talk to you, get your information, so we can book you on the next available Avid Kingston show slot.
Really? Are you serious?
I'm on it.
gonna be- I'm
Sir,
excited.
just stay on the phone after the call. Do not hang up.
Okay, yeah,
Please.
not at all, brother. Not at all. I've been dying to share my stories to the world. No one believes me. It would be an honor to share those stories with you, Avid, on your show. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It seems like an interesting
Dr.
conversation.
Habib. I'm just going to call you Dr. Habib, if that's okay. Seems way easier. Back to the James Webb Telescope. I think this telescope will 100% prove that we are not alone in the universe. It will verifiably, physically be able to verify alien civilizations. Okay? That's how powerful this thing is. You know how when you see Earth at night from satellite, you can see the city lights and stuff? That's what we're going to be able to see with the James Webb Telescope of alien civilizations.
Very possible.
Thousands of light years away.
Extremely
I mean,
possible.
a lot of people don't understand how powerful this thing is. It's going to change everything. Do you agree with this assessment, Dr. Habib?
Extraordinarily possible.
Oh, definitely, brother. Absolutely, 100%. I'm living proof aliens exist.
He hasn't hung up yet.
They took one of my kidneys.
Okay,
man.
sir, we got it. Thank you. Can't wait to talk to you in depth later.
Oh, for sure, man.
I have all
For sure,
all
brother.
kinds of questions for you, sir. You can probably tell us more about aliens than Mr. PhD here.
I don't know how much you get for a kidney these days,
Okay.
but I got the scar.
But we got to
prove it,
finish
brother.
up our interview with Dr. Hondreez.
They took the kidney from it, man.
Thank you.
Good thing I got 2 kidneys. Thanks for having me on, Avid. I'm very excited. I can't wait for our show. Yes. Have a good day. Hey, did I tell you that they actually have webbed hands? Their hands are webbed, man. Hey, can I say toodles like your mom
It's your
does?
heart.
Toodles.
Toodles.
They actually have webbed hands.
Bet they do.
Did I tell you that?
Unfortunately, we are out of time for this show. It sure goes quick when you're
Oh,
having
for
fun,
sure.
huh? Thank you for
God
Dr.
save the Queen.
Habib.
I'll make it
Habib-
very easy for you. Rhymes with
please.
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 Just remember
Dr.
that.
Habib Hondreez for coming in. I definitely feel smarter today
My pleasure,
than
sir.
I did yesterday. A little bit more confused at the same
Thank
time.
you for covering such important
Thank you very
topics.
much.
And thank you for
No
your
worries,
good work.
man.
And
Space
how do you
fascinates
say, God save the Queen?
Yeah, well, you nailed it, sir. God save
Oh,
the Queen.
you're still
God bless
saying
the
that.
Shadow President. And thanks
Thank you for
coming.
having
Be
me.
sure to tune in to our show with the
appreciate
real
it.
life UFO abductee. That's coming very soon. That should be a good one. I can't wait for that one. The details might be a little hard to hear.
Yes,
But
of course.
reality often is. So be sure to tune into that one. We look forward to it. Malaikum assalam.
By the way, that was the Avid Kingston Show.
Fight for my life!